Every developer has a different way to work. Every developer tends to think which is the best way to solve a problem. Then when I develop something or when I want to do something, first I think, what do I need? How can I solve one inconvenience? Today you were just working with this HTML basic tags that we understand that that tag in this case, we have opening tag, closing tag, and the information that you have in the middle, and that it can be uh, created depending what we want to represent. HTML was developed basically for the universities to exchange information. That is why we have some styles, and those styles, if you start noticing, they looks like a book. You have, for example, you call the first one, the majority of time you will call it, in this case, index. You have headers, you have lists, you have hyperlinks, and these are the basic structure that we have it. Many years ago, the structure was quite different, but now all the browser belongs in the same way. This is our homework. Our homework, if we start designing it, you can start thinking that every HTML page is very similar to one white, white page, right? This white page, like any piece of paper that you may have it, any piece of paper that you may have it, you can divide it between columns or or rows. Then let's say that we start dividing everything between rows. And in that way, we can know what type of elements do we have inside those rows. Every element. And when we define the elements that are inside those rows, I doesn't want to draw. When we define those elements that are inside those rows, we can start defining how we will structure our page. As you see, here we have a one type element, two types of element, three types of element, four types of element. Okay, this is the fifth. This is, I am repeating, the fourth. This is the fifth. This is the fifth again. And this is, in this case, maybe the same one, just as you saw at the very end of the page, you were defining, okay, this and this, you have unordered it and you have ordered it. Aside of that, this link has something special. Then it will be plus the number 6. I am not, I don't really care at the beginning about uh, the type. I just make a mental plan that, okay, which are the different things that I needed and how can I get divided. I am an extremely lazy person that as lazy I can do something as better for me. Now, I will like to have your help in this case. Would you mind to tell me, okay, you can raise your hand or you can just speak as you feel, which type of element do you have here? An HTML element do you think we can use in order to fulfill this task that we have here?
I think it is
Uh,
an ordered list.
Unordered list, yes, unordered list. Okay, that is the number one. Okay, and the number two, what
Link.
we can use? And we can use in this case a link, link, a link. And that link, in that case, is something that we call hyper reference. Hyper reference. Hyper reference. The right hyper reference, yep, just make a link between two pages. Only make this link. The second element that we have, I will not like to name anybody, but someone would like to help me here. I suppose that this one you saw. Image, yes. Yeah. Image is one of those elements, they have attributes. The attributes are properties that allow one element to transform into something else, right? For example, we have the A, we have the A, that is the link, and we add the href, that link or that anchor tag transform into a link, which is the attribute that we need in the image tag in order to transform it in something visible for our user, in this case, everybody who is checking our website. Source, and in this case, will be SRC, and we need another one that is not completely required, but is good that we added. I'm not sure if, yes. And alt comes from something that is called HTML area, HTML area label, that is related with accessibility. Accessibility gives you the ability that when you, and mostly that you are in the United States, in Europe it's not that important, but when you are working and you have an HTML page or whichever type of page you have it, you have to complain with certain, in this case, requests from the government. And one of those is fulfill the area or the accessibility for the website. Some people, they cannot read, or they are reader, or there are specific uh, gadgets that they are developing for people with disabilities on, and also is helpful for something called SEO. SEO, that is the search of the engine optimization. It's not that important for big companies, but for the small companies, they tend to be more competitive when they provide a good SEO optimization for their website. It's not something that the front-end developers take care much lately, because the majority of the time you work with React on those things, but it's good at least to have that kind of knowledge. We have our first elements, or our first header. What do you think? What we can use there for
First,
this?
So actually, can make paragraph and make it strong or make it important.
no.
Yeah, that is, it's an option, it's a solution. And I will tell you something that is very interesting. It will work, but it's not semantically correct. And there's come two things, semantically correct, and in this case, it will work. Sometimes maybe you will have a time that you will have to do these tricks, but it's not semantic, it's not what we needed today. Yes,
Okay, got
I
it.
was Aziza, I think, that wanted to
Yeah.
say something. Yeah.
I think it's like H4.
This one, what is say, Marat?
Yes. Or
Okay, okay. Look this website. Look this website. What do you think is the most important part of this website? Right now, what you are seeing, this page, every page is created. It could think about a newspaper. In the newspaper, you always will have one part. Yes, this header that is like this page is related for this. For example, some very big news lately here. Germany lost the football like 2 or 3 days ago, right? That was the most important, and the newspaper was very big. That is the most important. What do you think is the most important part of this website? Is this, or is this?
Marat Gaipov, the first one.
yeah.
Is the first one. Then every page, not by law, but in general, you will always have one H1. The H1 is the way that we are saying, okay, this page is related to this information. then Marabgaibot, even if it's not too big, we tend to use an H1. And every HTML page is recommended. It's recommended to have this H1. Then we will use H1 here. And that is like the most structural way to have it. Here you already say MP2. With these two guys that we have here, I will tell you, there is something that we have to design before doing it. It's like they are the same level or they are different level. Uh, they look to me like about me and my goals. They are same important for whom? For him. That is the relation that you have. There is not a formula. There is not like this is the perfect way to do it. But most of the time, you have to understand which is the main person or the main topic that you are talking. Then the subtopics are related. How related or how important are those subtopics for, in this case, the main person or the main header that you are having over there? And it's very relative. From H2 to H6, you can feel free to move it around. But just think about it, like for example, my name is Mario, my family, then for example, my work. Maybe my work is not that important as my family. In my case, that it is. Or and then I can have things that belongs to me. Maybe they can be awards. Maybe they can be, if I am talking about someone like engineer, maybe the sports success is not that important. Then that is how you can divide that part. Okay. Then and we have this that is an OL, that is an ordered list. Now that I have divided, I know what I want to do. I have all my elements. I can just go and start coding it. Let me just remove this one. Mm, okay. As I say, this is just the way that I work. Not necessarily is the best or is good. It's just a way to work. But that has been good for me, and in this case, right? What I will do is I will just copy this information. I can add it into the chat if you feel like copying with me. And there it is. There are the photos and there is the information. No more. HTML. Let's start working. Why we use index HTML? As I told you at the beginning, HTML was developed for the universities to transfer information. If you get a book, what do you have at the beginning? The index. That was the idea about the universities to give the index. And basically, it was just the different topics that you may have into that web page related. Right? And by default, every web page or every server will try to open the index HTML as an entry point for your application. That's it. Aside of that, well, we just started, for example, with HTML. As you can see it right now, tab 9 is trying to add more information to me. Yeah, we have the language. And why this is important, the language? Because it's not the same that I say ES, Spanish, like I say Russian, or I say in this English. Why? Because we will have something that is called charset. And the charset means what set of characters you are using for your application. Think we don't have, let me just write these letters, for example. I think in Spanish, we have the letter, we have Oh, okay, doesn't want Okay, we have the letter N, this one, that doesn't exist, for example, in English. We have the alphabet they are using in Russia. Right now, the browser, the majority will not have problems. But before, it's okay, if you are working in United States or in big countries, you still have a lot of people that they have a very old computer and they are still using it, or they are still using Internet Explorer maybe. Then sometimes those chipsets are not compatible with their hardware. That is why it's a good practice, and here is go, good practice and a recommendation, add the language in order to not to have problem interpreting the character that you write in your code with the character that you want to display to the user. Aside of that, there is a time that is called rendering. The rendering is this moment, for example, when you all this code get rendered into someone, the user can see it. Right? Our website tend to be rendered or interpreted, not compiled. If someone in this case has a knowledge in another language, will know that some language, for example, C++ or C or Java, they tend to be compiled and they are not being interpreted. It's just a different way to see everything. Then the website, and HTML is the language that we use, right? But Mario, there is another language. Yes, you can have, for example, HTML5. That is not common in this case, right? Well, no, sorry, it's a HTML. It is already not common to use it. And the year 15 and before, from the 8 to the 15, there were different kind of HTML. There were HTML, there were XHTML, there were HTML with boom, without boom. And but it's not important basically for now. It's just all people know this type of not that important information. Now we understand that we write HTML and all the website are using just HTML5, nothing more. A website will be divided basically into parts, and then which are the two parts? Which one is the head and the other one is the body? The body. And the body. Inside the head, we have all the information related with this page. I call it the passport of this website. Where is this web page developed? For example, let's open Airbnb. Well, let's say like that. We want just to see Airbnb. And every page that you open, maybe this, you will have this HTML. And here you have it. Here you have HTML. We have HTML, and here we have local for the Facebook, the content, saying that it has Twitter. That is a lot of information, but the majority is just saying related to the page. What type of authentication is taken it with the time you will understand that part. Here is saying like, oh, okay, you are using your browser in English. They show me that one. They are defining the type of chart set and direction, and this case left to right, and the language is true that they will have. And all the HTML and JavaScript that we have it. We are just seeing it. Nothing important that to understand it. There is a lot of garbage generated by React because Airbnb is based on React in this case. This is just the passport. Most of the time you will have like, for example, the title, and we just can call it like a home page. And later we will learn that we can add more information here. Everything that is here is just for the browser. It doesn't have any information. Now that I am seeing, good thing is when you don't understand or you don't know why is something or the why we use it, you can in your VS Code just go over the tag. Here we'll have it a description. And if you don't know it, just click in this reference, you will open it. And here you will enter into this the developer of Mozilla. And believe me, here you will find better information than any of instructor or anyone that you can find it. Here is why you are using it, in which browser is available, and any information. I consider this page the best page for you to for now to get information. It's very well designed, and you don't have that much garbage like other pages, right? Where you may find information. I am talking, but if you feel like interrupting me, feel free, okay? Don't, I consider
Excuse
the
me,
best character, yes?
could you please show me one more time the website that you show?
Oh, yeah, sure. I can send it to you. Is this one? And it will be your friend for many years. Then the guy just, oh, use ChatGPT, right? I mean, the tools are for that, to use it. Use ChatGPT, but in my opinion, try to learn with documentation for one reason. ChatGPT has a lot of good information, but it's not up to date. And sometimes the libraries or everything that you are using, the documentation is what we, the engineers, or we, the developers, give to the users. Then it's always good to use ChatGPT, to use whatever you want, but the documentation will be up to date. Then just in that reason, sometimes ChatGPT can give you information that is not up to date. Then we have the body. Into the body is everything that you can have seen for the user. Okay. This is everything that we will be rendered. For now, I will not be doing too much. Okay. We say that we will have a UL. Then we just say that we will have an image. Let's just add this one. Okay. Let's placeholder. Okay. Okay. Here, then we say that we will have one each one. I am not adding some information. I am just creating my skeleton. Then we have a paragraph. Okay, the second paragraph. I took some note, right? It's not that I am that smart that I remember everything. Actually, I am, okay. Then we say that we will have an H3. Then after H3, we say we will have another paragraph. Then after paragraph, we say like we already have H1 paragraph, H3, let's see, H3 paragraph. Then we have another H3. And then at the very end, we will have one OL, that is an unordered list. In general, I just have to start filling it and the homework is ready. But let's go continue here. And just not to make it tire more than needed. With every unordered list has something that is called line element or list element, right? Inside that list element, we say, oh, we need an anchor tag. Okay, that anchor tag is called home page. All that information is into the chat. Okay, you have. Okay, we have this homepage and we see it here. Oh. Okay, let me go. Live server. Cover it. And here we have homepage. Okay. And here we have homepage. Now, the homepage is a link, but this link has not been created. If you have it here, it's behaving just like a text, like an anchor text. In order to transform it, we just say it, okay, anchor text. You have to behave, in this case, as a H reference or hyperlink reference. And I will just say it, index.html. We save it. There is an option that your VS Code can be auto-saving. I will suggest you to always be using Command S or Alt S and get used to this movement in your fingers. It will help you with the time to do it. And now you have the link. Nothing important, but well, it's very important, but nothing that fancy, but it's cool. As people saying, right? It's not a big thing, but it is a honorable job. Then we have the image. With the image, we add the link, that image resources is in the chat, just in case. And as I said, I will suggest you always give your your alt description. And we just say it. Okay, what is this photo? Is Marat. I think in this case, Marat Gaipo. You can add your photo here. Photo. Okay. And here we have the photo. Okay. Aside of that, it's not that common, but you can add one with. If you don't know, Mario, but which are all the attributes that you have for that thing? You will spend here 3 hours. No. Again, you go over it. Then you will have the reference. You open it. It will open it here. And here, when you look for the information, you will say, okay, you will start looking, you will read it, and it will appear the different attributes that you will have. For example, alternative tests, image links, the different attributes that we have it. There are many that I don't know it. And here you have the area roles permitted and where is working. Okay, here you have mean, align, alt, for example, width and height. As you can see, for example, attribute SRC doesn't work in Firefox, in Safari, on a Firefox and Android. And you can see all the different attributes here. For example, width is working in any attribute. And we just say 100 pixels, for example. Those 100 pixels just mean 100 points in your screen. And there we have. The next is the H1, and we just go with Marat, Guy, Paul, and we'll have it here. The next one is the paragraph. We just select the text. And we add it. Let's save it. And here start looking more or less what we needed. Maybe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't pay attention right now until your page is looking big, okay? For now, it's okay that I think tomorrow you have the class related with CSC. So with CSS, that means like tomorrow you will think about the styling. Today is just to remember the different tags that we have. Absolutely no more. Questions so far?
Is it a strong element nested in a paragraph?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that would be the best option. For example, software engineer, this one, we can have the strong one. And strong. Aside of strong, that is the one that you have here, you can use, sometimes you say, oh, you know, I want to use bold. And in this case, you can use bold. They look quite similar in this case. You can use it. And yes, everything can be embedded into another element that we have it. Yep. Any other questions so far? We're good to go. Okay. Then the next one, we just write it here about me. About me. One more about me, and we take this information and you just add it. We have my goals, and the OL work exactly as the first one that it would be. In this case, the link element. This is any kind of link, is just data. And for now, I will just repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. And in general, you have the structure of your page. The idea is with this one, tomorrow you will add some styles and you will make it look not that bad as we are doing. One thing that I can tell you is this page is completely responsive. And what is coming this responsiveness? By default, every HTML page is completely responsible. All the elements that you are using are responsible. They respond to the side of your screen. Then the majority of the time, you will not have inconvenience. When we start adding HTML, we tend to destroy that responsiveness from our websites. What I will do, because I also want you to practice a little bit, is I will add all this code. I hope everybody is into the Slack channel. I will just add it here, this information. Okay, and there you have it. If you are into, what I will suggest you is, there are 40 HTML tags that are important. There are a lot, there are like a 140 something, but we don't use it most of the time. If you already know how is divided the website, what is the header, the body, the UL, the paragraph, I feel like you are pretty ready to go to start looking for something. The majority of the time, you can go to HTML tags. And here you will have the different tags that you may be using. Okay, HTML description. Okay, I don't think like it in German are that much useful for you, but I am sure that you can find it in your own language without any problem. Then there's like a pre-processor paragraph. And the only thing that you need to do is just take it and start looking. Oh, how looks this one? Like for example, this abbreviation, and you just take it and you think it, okay, you add it, you save it, and you see it. Oh, look, there is not more changes that you can say it. Let me take, for example, this code. Okay, let's see how this looks like. Save it. And look, it's changing the attributes of the text. Basically, you can just go to any website, see the different tags that you have it, if you are interested in them. And during the class, we will see the most important that you are using it, or we are using it. But there is not enough time to look for all of them. There are plenty, 116, maybe there are more, but I don't remember all of them. If I remember 20, it is enough. Related with the homework, I think this is what I wanted to show you. And now the extra time that we are missing is for you. You can ask me whatever you want, or you can also go and read it. Yes, please.
About the homework, where should we like submit that?
Yeah, you have to do it. And if I am not mistaken, because this is not something that I do it myself. Here you have the HTML and about me. In this case, you press here And here you only have to add a link. What you could do, because right now you don't have GitHub yet, is open a page in something like a CodePen. For example, you can add an account in CodePen. Yeah, you log in. This is just a suggestion, right? But it works pretty well. You enter CodePen, you log in with your GitHub or with whichever. And the only thing that you do is here you have your page, right? It's giving you some information. Just copy this code, the one that you already did it. You add it into your HTML. You remove this one, and there you have. You save it. Here you change the name like a homework one. You save it, and here you will have this URL. This URL, you can open it and just paste it here and
Thank you.
submit.
Thank you so much, Mario.
Yeah, welcome.
Maria, is there any option, for instance, just to submit the link of HTML file in our homework assignments that we used previously before? We opened link, we open a folder, it's called +1, and there is a file to HTML in this classwork. So can we just submit the link?
I think it may not work, because you have everything
Okay.
local. I will suggest this one because it's like the easy way. And for now,
Okay, got
but
it.
it's just for 1 or 2 weeks. But later you will have GitHub. You can just use your GitHub account to add the link.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Could you please just send me there in the chat, there's like link for the CodePen something, right?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for reminding me. This is better than the code that I sent it over there. Yeah, makes sense. There you have. I will stop recording.